Hello, my name is Anthimos Knavas.
I'm Democritos Paraskevopoulos. We're students from the School of English in Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, and this is a presentation named McCarthyism and the Creation of the Bell Jar.
This is our outline. Our inspiration for creating this project were the elections of Trump and the rise of far-right rhetoric in Europe and in EU. Also our participation in a mood board project about the Bell Jar and Sylvia Plath.
Next slide, please. This is some information about Sylvia Plath, but it isn't something you've already heard, so we'll skip past it just so we won't waste any time. This is the first paragraph of the book. It's really long, I know. I'll just read half of it so we won't waste any time. It was a queer, sultry summer, the summer they electrocuted the Rosenbergs, and I didn't know what I was doing in New York. I'm stupid about executions. The idea of being electrocuted makes me sick, and that's all there was to read about in the papers. Okay, now moving on to the Rosenbergs, a couple from New York who was convicted and executed for being Soviet spies and for providing information about the atomic bomb to the USSR.
They were convicted of espionage in 1951, and 2 years later, in 1953, they were executed in a maximum security prison in New York. The most important thing was that they were the first American civilians to be executed during peacetime.
Sylvia was certainly inspired by the execution, and this is obvious in the first paragraph, which creates the feeling of entrapment and fear, but also judgment and betrayal in such period as the Cold War. The book also highlights the inability of young women to express their political views openly due to fear for being prosecuted.
Cold War was a political conflict between the Soviet Union and the United States of America after the Second World War. Americans were afraid that the communists were trying to infiltrate and undermine the American way of living.
All throughout the Cold War, there had been many political and technological advancements in favor of Soviet communism, something that spread fear to many Americans, which was heightened by the execution of the Rosenbergs.
Now, let's talk about the origins of McCarthyism. It was named after US Republican Senator Joseph McCarthy.
McCarthyism as a concept is simple. It's basically left-wing individuals, mostly communists, being repressed by the state and other people in the concept of a political campaign. Here we have a video of Senator McCarthy. I hope we can play it. I have no idea. But he basically is talking in Congress about communists.
Yes.
If we can play it, there's no problem. We don't have to waste any time.
Okay, all right.
He just blames communists for everything.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was his line. He really hated communists. He thought that only one communist is more than enough in the country.
So McCarthyism is again on the rise in 21st century America. Trump shares the same far-right values as McCarthy, but with immigrants, terrorists, and Muslims taking the place of communist spies. There is already a law that prohibits communists from getting naturalized or from getting a green card.
Trump's government also passed some laws against LGBTQ and especially transgender people, while also conducting mass deportation using the ICE. To finish off, there are many ways which literature can help us shape reality around us, since it's been in every part and in every part of history. This is why literature also gets influenced by society. It's almost like one is a mirror of the other, and this is why it promotes critical thinking. Next is our bibliography. Most of you don't care either way. So this has been our presentation. We hope you enjoyed it and you had fun and it wasn't boring.
If you want any information, you can contact us via our emails that are on the next slide.
Sorry?
Thank you.
If you want any information, our emails are there.
You can
Open
choose
to
whoever you
everyone.
like.
Thank you.
Moving on now, we have a presentation by Daphne Adamantia Pouliezou, who is 11 years old, Lena Kiusi, who plays volleyball, and Christos Konstantinidis with a presentation called The Invisible String Theory. Everyone is always connected. Ooh, that's nice.
Hello, I'm Lena.
I'm Daphne.
I'm Chris, and we are all glossomathians.
Have you ever felt drawn to someone before even knowing them? I'm sure you have. This can be explained through the invisible string theory, which suggests that two souls are connected by an unseen, unbreakable thread. that even through time, distance, or circumstances, remains untouched. This idea is deeply rooted in various cultural traditions, often symbolizing destiny, soul connections, and love. But how does the invisible string work? It can be through repeated coincidences or signs that reaffirm a deep unseen bond, or by feeling each other's emotions, like knowing when the other person is thinking about them. Even a pull towards someone before even knowing them deeply. And also, if two people part ways, the string ensures that they cross paths again, if they are meant to.
Some famous connections are Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, because one of Taylor Swift's dancers' brother plays with Travis Kelce. Then we have Haley Steinfeld and Ella Purnell, that were in a photo shoot 11 years ago, but didn't get to know each other, and now are good friends. Lastly, we have Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, that were on a double date years ago, and now are married.
Okay, so now I'm going to present to you all some interesting fun facts. The first fun fact is that the invisible string theory is rooted in East Asia mythology, mostly in countries like Japan and China. The concept suggests that an unseen force, the red string that you are all holding right now, connects individuals that are meant to influence each other's lives. The second, and my personal favorite fun fact, is that the string might stretch, but it will never break. That happens because of a predetermined path that a fate decides. Even after years, when we reconnect with someone that we have shared some experiences, we feel drawn to them because of the shared experiences that we have. And the last but not least is, fun fact, is that fate is responsible for random encounters that follow a predetermined path. We remember we might forget unmeaningful encounters, but we will always remember meaningful connections, like us today.
Moving on, we have a presentation with the title United We Stand by Melina, Dimitra, Maria, Sofia, Anna, and Georgia. There you go, girls. The floor is yours.
A call for action against the injustice women face. Our leaders must do more to protect them.
My friends, how many more women must suffer before our government takes real action? Too many live in fear, victims of abuse, violence, and discrimination, while those in power offer empty words instead of real protection. Laws exist, but where is the enforcement? Promises are made, but where is the change? I say to our leaders, enough is enough. We need stricter laws, stronger support systems, and real consequences for those who harm women. We demand a system that protects, not fail us. Every woman deserves safety, justice, and freedom, and we will not stop fighting until that is a reality.
Refugees seek safety, but our system fails them. It's time for justice and compassion.
War, hunger, and persecution drive thousands to our shore seeking safety. Yet, instead of compassion, they are met with rejection, inhumane conditions, and bureaucratic delays. Greece has a history of hospitality, so why is our government failing to uphold these values? I say to our leaders, these are not numbers, they are people. We need fair asylum policies, humane treatment, and real integration programs. Pushing refugees away does not solve the problem. It only deepens the crisis. We demand justice, dignity, and a system that reflects the humanity Greece has always stood for.
LGBTQ+ teens deserve safety and respect. Our leaders must act now to protect them.
Too many LGBTQ+ teenagers in Greece live in fear, bullied at school, rejected at home, and left without support. Where are the protections? Where are the safe spaces? Where is the protection from our leaders? I say to our leaders, this is not a political issue. This is a human issue. We demand safe schools, inclusive education, and a real protection for LGBTQ+ youth, because teenagers should be focusing on their dreams and not fighting for their right to exist. Equality cannot wait. We need action now.
Teenagers deserve better than stress and memorization. It's time to fix our educational system.
Our education system is not preparing us for the future. It is breaking us. Students are buried under pressure, forced to memorize instead of learn, treated like machines instead of young people with dreams. Where's the investment in real learning? Where's the support for mental health? Where's the future that our government claims to care about? I say to our leaders, stop ignoring the voices of young children. We demand an education system that values creativity, critical thinking, and life world skills. We need less stress, more support, and policies that put students first. If you truly believe in the future of this country, start by fixing the system that shapes it.
The Tebi tragedy was preventable. This is a demand for justice and accountability.
A tragedy like the Tebi train crash is not just fate, it's failure. Failure of leadership, failure of safety measures, failure of responsibility. How many lives were lost? Families are shattered and grief turned into anger. I say to our leaders, no more excuses. We demand accountability. We demand investment in transportation safety. We demand that nobody else loses their life because of negligence. If you value human lives, prove it with action, not apologies. To those who have lost, we will not forget you. Your name, your story, your light will not fade into silence. We will speak and we will fight. We will not stop until we ensure that no other family will suffer the way yours has. May your soul rest in peace, and may your memory be the force that drives us toward justice.
United we stand against injustice!
Bravo, guys.
I have a friend. She's from Lamia. Her name is Markela Dziba. She's a bit stressed, so I want you to clap for her really loud. And she's gonna sing for us. Markela, are you ready?
Θα φέρει θάλασσα πουλιά κι άστρα χρυσά τα γέρι να σου χαϊδεύουν τα μαλλιά να σου φιλούν το χέρι. Αρτίνο το φεγγαράκι, ψεύτικη ακρογιαλιά. Αν με πίστευες λιγάκι, θα ήταν όλα αληθινά. Δίχως τη δική σου αγάπη, γρήγορα περνά ο καιρός. Δίχως τη δική σου αγάπη, είναι ο κόσμος πιο μικρός. Αρτίνο το φεγγαράκι, ψεύτικη ακρογιαλιά. Αν με πίστευες λιγάκι,
Really great voice. Oh my God, actually. No, actually, great voice. Now we're going to see Climate Change and the Three Little Pigs.
By Θράσος Κορακής. Σωστά το είπα. Ωραία. Διονύσης Παπαδόπουλος, who both play football. Γαριφαλιά Βασιλοπούλου, who is trying to be sociable, μάλλον. Έλενα Μαρία Ζιάκα, who is learning, αυτό γράφει. Who is learning, she's learning, guys.
Hi, I'm Fenya.
And I'm Elena.
And I'm Thrastos.
And today we will present a story about the climate change and the three little pigs. Once upon a time, there were three little pigs that lived with their mother. When they were old enough to start their own lives, their mother told them to build their own houses. The little pigs were happy and set out on their journey to a new beginning.
The journey started with the youngest brother. He decided to build his house on an island by the sea, as this was his childhood dream. During his voyage, he spent all the money that his mother had given him to get to the island. Because of that, he built his house out of straw. After years of living there and due to climate change, the icebergs started to melt, which caused a rise in water levels. As the water levels rose, the house got destroyed by a flood.
The middle brother was shocked by the story his younger brother told him, so he did not want to make the same mistake. He decided to build his house out of wood in the forest because he wanted peace and quiet. After some years, the hole in the ozone layer had become bigger. The temperature soared day by day, and so did a lot of fire incidents. All of a sudden, the forest that the middle brother had built his house in caught on fire. The house ended up on ashes.
The older brother, upset by the shocking stories his brother had told him, decided to build his house out of bricks. He also built a basement so that his house would not get destroyed. But earthquakes started taking place in the area where his house was. Luckily, the house was sturdy and had a basement. So the earthquakes did not cause a lot of damage. Climate change is an important environmental issue that affects negatively the lives of humans and the ecosystem.
Wait, what?
What about the pigs?
The pigs are off.
So they fled.
Climate change is our big bad wolf.
So, which pig are you?
Are you going to help the environment?
Or are you going to fall behind?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, hi everyone. Do you enjoy this youth conference? Very good, very good. Now we will see an unshared story by Phoebus Heinis, his personal deep story he never said before. Enjoy it too.
Hello, I'm Phoebus Heinis, and today I'm gonna be sharing my story and how the school made me to want to commit suicide and many more. First, we got the school system. The school system makes students want to be good for their parents and themselves, but if they're not academically intelligent, they get abused by other students or even teachers. School is not only about the academic intelligence of students, it's about art, music, it's about everything a student can accomplish in 12 years of school. Students all over the world are trying to benefit from school, but they're tortured because they cannot do what they're told to, and they cannot meet the expectations of school and their parents. Depression is one of those stages that the students fell in, but is not as devastating as suicide. Many students all over the world suicide or even fall into a deep stage of depression because they cannot meet the expectations. Now, 8 billion people are a lot, and 10% of them are students, but 800,000 are those. Oh my God. But 44 of these students are depressed, and 44 is a big number out of the 10 of the 8 billion. Now we need all to be able to make students feel welcome and also make students release their inner dreams. Now, I was a victim of bullying since first grade from my teacher, and now, thanks to all my friends and family, I'm here on the stage sharing my story.
Let's all applaud for Fivos for sharing his interesting and breathtaking story with us. Now we will continue with Chris Mokas about his presentation, The World is Losing Its Colors and How We Can Get Them Back.
Ποιος βάζει τις διαφάνειες?
Εγώ. Τι θέλεις, θες να αλλάξω? Μπορείς, ναι, με αυτό. Ναι, ναι, ναι.
This is a photo which I captured in Athens a few years ago, looking into the city. Do you notice anything wrong with the city itself? Isn't it a bit too blunt? Shouldn't it have more colors? So basically, as I was growing up, I noticed this pattern everywhere. And I was led to the discovery that our world is losing its colors and it is becoming more and more black and white. Now, I would like to ask you something. Whoever is currently wearing black, white, or grey clothes, please stand up. Now, just look around you and see how many people are up. Where's the green? Where's the yellow? The orange, the purple, the red? The majority of people are wearing some very specific colors. Why? This grayscale pattern is not just an opinion, there's actual research that proves it. According to a recent AI research conducted by the Northwest College, the algorithm they created documented thousands of items and their color changes over the last 2 centuries. 2 centuries ago, there was a mix of different colors with black, white, and gray representing about 15% of all items. Today, it's all grayed out. Today, nearly 60% of all objects, materials, and items are grayscale. And it's not just items, its effects are also very noticeable in aesthetic trends, the environment, nature, technology, and psychology. In aesthetic trends, minimalism has become a dominant trend in fashion, architecture, and graphic design, favoring neutral tones like black, white, and gray over bright, vibrant colors. Also, pollution, urbanization, and climate change have also massively contributed into environmental degradation, basically replacing natural landscapes with human-made ones, which are usually less colorful. Let's not forget that a big contributor to this are also companies. Back in the day, their logos used to be vibrant, but today they are all the same. This is actually happening because companies just want to appeal to as many customers as possible and to as many countries as possible. And in order to do that, they have to avoid crazy shapes and colors. The lack of color is the new rainbow. The side effects of a world without colors are serious. Colors aren't here for no reason. They represent our food, our culture, our identity, ourselves. But is their absence good? Well, of course not. Lack of colors doesn't just affect things, it can also have a psychological impact on us. Because grayscale colors, and especially black, are often associated with negativity and depression. If we suddenly woke up in a grayscale world, the feeling would be equivalent to living in a black and white television. There will not be much variation, gray, sad, and gloomy. So how we can bring them back? It's simple. We just need to choose colorful over black and white. Instead of black and white clothes, what about the red, green, orange, yellow clothes? How about adding some colors to your everyday life? You can encourage other people to do the same. Even if everyone around you is choosing black and white, don't be afraid to add some color. Every pixel counts, whether it's planting a tree, sharing a smile, or fighting for justice. What color will you add today?
Good job.
Respect me even if you don't accept me. Thaleia, Evie, Lila, Vasiliki.
You'd be so much prettier if you lost a little weight. You have such a pretty face. It's shame your belly is not flat and firm. That's what they say. Who? My friends, my classmates, all the ladies at the supermarket. It's easy to hurt others, and we do it effortlessly, without caring. One day in gym class, a group of kids laughed when I couldn't keep up on a run. Come on, fatty, one of them joked. I laughed along, pretending it didn't hurt me, like it didn't matter. But it hurts, it didn't matter. It always matters. To be honest, I'm not here for your approval. I expect you to be kind and respectful.
We didn't choose to leave. My parents didn't wake up one day and say, let's move somewhere we don't understand the language and work twice as hard for half as much. But here we are, here I am, learning, adapting, trying so hard. And still they mock my accent, my religion, my looks. They tell me to go back. Back where? This is my home now, this is my life. I'm not asking you to make it easy, I'm asking you to let me exist without making it harder. You don't have to accept me, but at least respect that I'm here.
I came out to my mom last year. I was putting off, and when I finally found the courage to do it, I thought, better I say hope, she'd understand. Instead, she stared at me and told me all at once, you must be joking, it's probably just a phase, you will get over it soon. I will take you to the best doctors. I saw it on her face that she didn't want me to be this way. She couldn't stand it. I tried to act like a brushed it off, but inside, I was suffering. How could someone who loves me not accept me? You know what? You don't have to like it. You don't have to get it. But you do have to respect that this is who I am.
I was 9 years old when I told my best friend that my family doesn't believe in God. Her reaction, a look that felt like a stab. And this is where everything changed. A week later, she cut me off, and everyone in my class started bullying me. They were quite the years, so when I finally started secondary school, I decided not to tell anyone about my family's beliefs. Even now, years later, I still struggle to open up to anyone, always feeling anxious and trapped. It took years for me to realize how much this has affected me. Bullying or disrespecting someone is unacceptable and can be very harmful. So, all I ask from you is that you respect me and everyone around you, no matter who they are. to change, but everything you do is blame. Everything that was brought, everything that I was taught. I don't know who I am, and you don't know what you want. I never said I would change, but you always seem to invade, constantly feeling exposed, but you never threw me a rope. I never wanted to change, but everything you do is blame. Everything that is not, everything that I sought. I just want to foresee. I do know who I wanna be. Oh, just let me be me. Oh, just let me be me.
Respect me even if you don't accept me.
Wow, that was a really powerful and emotional, can I say, message. Thank you very much. And next up, we have The Unveiling by Raphael Pagalos.
Hello everybody. Wait. My name is Raphael Pagalos. I'm 13 years old and I'm from Thessaloniki. Today I chose to talk about the accident that happened in Tempe 2 years ago. Like many other students here, I chose to talk about this topic because I believe we have all been deeply affected by its consequences. Now let's watch a video together. So normally, there was a video here showing the ex-Minister of Transportation, Mr. Karamanlis, claiming that the Greek railway system is completely safe for its passengers. And then it was followed by the open channel breaking news report that informed us that 57 people have unexpectedly lost their lives using the safe railway system Mr. Karamanlis was referring to. Now, 2 years later, because the government hasn't taken action or punished the criminals, we are out in the streets fighting for our rights and looking for justice. And I hope that we will soon win and find the answers we have been looking for. Thank you.
Great job.
Well, thank you, Raphael, and I'm actually very grateful that today so many of you are speaking about Tempe. Even though it's something that happened 2 years ago, I think it should never be forgotten until justice is done. And now we're moving on to Philothei, who loves scuba diving, Sophia, who is into robotics and crochets, Labrini, who is into volleyball, Gabriela, who loves going out with friends, Regina, who is a 12-year-old, with a presentation called Be Patient If You're a Patient.
In Greece, there are on-duty hospitals, but there are not enough doctors on duty, which means massive overcrowding and emergency rooms being hallways where patients are kept while waiting and waiting and waiting for help. Let us describe your typical day in a public hospital. It could be 5 to 10 hours of mostly waiting and about 30 minutes of being seen and given an X-ray and ultrasound. You start by waiting to check in and get a number. That leads to another window to see a doctor for triage and waiting, of course.
Finally seen by a specialist who spends about 15 minutes dealing with a diagnosis, ordering a blood test. You spend your time in hallway, waiting areas, mixed in with patients on beds, suffering and wailing, especially the elderly ones who tend to run out of patients more easily.
There are so many beds being wheeled in and out, and they look like dodgers at a carnival. And there seems to be more security guards than doctors, because it's the only way to keep order.
And even when you try to make an appointment to see a doctor, you realize the first is months later. So most patients usually choose to see a private doctor, but keep the appointment for a second opinion.
With fewer and exhausted doctors and overworking nurses to look after more patients, our hospitals running low on cash for supplies. Risks are being taken even with basic hygiene. Staff cuts means as many as 90 to 100 patients a day waiting in corridors with many unable to get treatment. In this chaos, some go untreated or come back with their far more seriously ill.
Greece could soon face even more problems with its healthcare system if it runs out of money to buy medicine. What is going to happen then?
Aren't we the ones paying their taxes?
Is it my life valuable?
Are you gonna do something about it or just let us stick to
Be patient if you are a patient.
Λοιπόν, δεν έχει ξαναγίνει σε youth conference να είμαστε ahead of time. Το ξέρετε αυτό. Λοιπόν, είναι άλλη μια παρουσίαση, μετά είναι το break, το snack break, and during the snack break we will have Arta Salta playing music for us again. I'm really deeply touched with everything the children have presented so far. I'm sure you're touched as well. We've got our friends from Crete now. From Crete?
Yes, from Crete.
From Crete, all the way from Crete to Thessaloniki, just for the youth conference.
So we have Maria, Elena, and Angeliki who are loudly accusing society based on their own experiences with a presentation called No Verdict.
I accuse the exam system. Why do we have tests? The purpose of a test is to provide information about what the student has learned. But of course you do all know that we are full of teachers in here. Anyways, is it really about testing our knowledge? When students do tests, they learn how to tick the box instead of showing what they have actually learned. Nowadays, tests have become a part of the teacher's routine, yelling at us and do nothing more to explain or ask what we haven't learned. Now, if you get 100% on a test or a certificate, at the end of the day, did you learn and remember anything from it? What's the point of having A+ on a math test when you can't even solve the easiest problem? What's the point of having 100% on an English exam when you can't even use and speak the language properly? I accuse the mindset you imposed to us, the mindset that's set to only pass the test. Well, teachers, educators, and you grown-ups, I've got some news. Life is the real test. Life is a challenge that's set for every single person in this world. Finding a solution of unsolvable problems, like when you lose your loved ones, when you're struggling but there's no one to help, when you try to do your best but you still face failures. The real test of life is to find yourself. That's why I accuse the school system for not letting us find ourselves. And I rest my case.
Dear Mom and Dad, I'm not coming back. I know you'll think it's your fault, but it's not. No, don't ever think that way. I just can't take it anymore. Thoughts are taking over and it's driving me crazy. School's giving me anxiety and I feel like trash. They make me feel like I don't matter. All my friends outbother me and I just can't. I love you both so much till my last day. I'm so thankful and grateful for everything. please remember me every time you listen to my favorite songs, when you see or eat my favorite food. Dear Mom and Dad, I love you.
I accuse teachers for never caring about me whenever I asked for their help. I accuse school for whenever I showed signs of depression by failing my exams, they just gave me the nickname of the bad student and they did not help me get better with my mental health. Teachers ignored me whenever I told them I'm anxious, to the point I threw up and slept just a few hours every night. They did not care a single bit. I accused everyone for leaving me on my own, letting me feel hopeless, letting me write this letter and kill myself. School is supposed to be like a second home, but why do our students feel judged? Teachers should make us feel loved, supported, and heard. They should make us feel comfortable enough to share our ideas and speak to them freely without the fear of being ignored or judged. I rest my case.
Beauty is overrated. Flawlessness does not exist. I accuse the system and the means that tell me how my hair should be, how thin, how fat I should be. Well, beauty is subjective. Beauty is like demons. Everybody pays attention to their own and scared of their own. But did you know that we were never meant to see our own face? Someday, you're going to regret when you didn't feel beautiful. Someday, you're going to regret when you did feel beautiful. But someday, you're going to regret regretting. So listen to me. Replace mirrors with truths. I accuse society for making me feel like shit all the time, making me feel like I don't matter, like I don't belong. And I have a last question for you. Who invented beauty? Nature or society?
Well. You may wonder where the judge is.
There's no judge.
There's no verdict.
Because there's no justice.
So guys, stand your ground. Fight. Free your minds.
Δεν ξαναβόσκω άλλες βοβάτες, δεν θέλω μύτη να τις δω. Με πήρες έμεσα μεγάλες, στην Αθήνα κατοικώ. Εδώ ό,τι θέλεις κάνεις, και κανένα δεν ρωτάς. Στο χωριό για να πετρέσεις, και ό,τι θα πέτω ποτέ. Στο σπίτι στο κακοτσάδες, και μάθες να γυμνώ. Στα σκεφτάμες, να γίνω όλα ρημάτιο. Πουλήσα παραμύθι, θα τρώω παστίλα, δίνω παράλληλα να πιστέψω το κουμπάρο του ξεφτύλα.
Θα προχωρήσουμε πάλι μέρη, εντάξει. Δεν μπορούμε να κάνουμε κάτι. Τα σκουπίδια στα σακούλια, μου μυρίζουν
Έλα.
My teacher's voice is not good enough. It's Spiros, and he's going to play for us with his guitar a song that is very revolutionary, right? Okay, do you need a mic? No. Should I have him near the guitar? You need a chair. He needs a chair. And when people perform, we clap or hold our phones.
Thank you so much, Spiros, with this revolutionary song. And now we will continue with True Colors United by Αντωνίνα, Ελευθερία, Melina, Aliki, Ariadne, Anastasia, Artemi, Anastasia, and Danai. Let's go, girls.
Πιάστε τη μέση. Μπροστά. Δυνατά.
I'm going home now. See you guys later. I'm going home too. Are you coming, Stella? I'll go home in a minute. I want to sit here and enjoy the scenery for a bit. Okay. See you tomorrow then. Bye. Bye, Yuta. What a lovely sunset. Boy, am I tired. Oh my, I fell asleep. What time is it? Oh no, what happened? I'm not purple, I'm pink. I wonder why I have this sudden change. Yuta, look at me. I fell asleep and I turned pink. Oh wow, do you think it's because of the sun? I really don't know, maybe. Stella, what happened to you? I'm not sure, Velma. My color changed.
What? You change colors anytime you want? Just decide what color you are. Hey, Patty, Sandy, look at the little Stella changing colors. Ooh!
Don't listen to them. They don't know what they are talking about.
Hey there, everyone. I'm Papa.
This is Ratsi.
And this is Ratsi. We are weather umbrellas reporting on the weather in umbrella and taking pictures of every moment.
Best to see there's a rainstorm coming soon.
There's a windstorm coming soon.
Rainstorm. There's a rainstorm.
There's a rainstorm coming soon.
The biggest one ever.
The biggest one ever.
I love rainstorms.
We were built for rainstorms.
Rainstorm, oh no! Run guys, I can't get wet. No.
Wait, Velma! That wasn't so bad. I can't believe Velma just ran off. We're built for rain.
Yes, she acts all tough, but she runs away from rain.
I'd say it was the worst storm ever. What do you think, Nancy?
It was awesome.
It was awesome.
We'll keep you updated.
We will keep you updated on the coming weather.
Yuta, I'm gonna get something to eat.
I'm gonna get something to eat. Maybe fries? Oh yes, I'm coming with you.
I'll stay here. Can you get me some?
Sure, we'll be quick. Oh my! Stella, you're yellow!
I'm yellow?
You are yellow! Do you know why you are changing?
I don't. What's happening to me?
Just hang in there. Everything is gonna be fine. I'll be your friend no matter what color you are.
Thanks, Yuta.
Stella, are you copying me? I'm the only yellow umbrella in the umbrella pit. Why are you yellow too now?
I don't know. My body's changing by itself.
Yeah, whatever, Stella. Don't listen to her. Let's go get some rest.
Okay, let's go. I don't know why my color is gone.
To be honest, I've never seen this before.
I'm so confused. I'm scared. I'm not sure what my color really is.
Don't worry so much. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Hey Priscilla, come join us. Sorry guys, not today.
Why not?
I can't be friends with you anymore, Stella. My parents said I should stay away from color-changing umbrellas like you. Also, I found cooler friends.
Hey Priscilla, over here.
Stella, don't talk to me anymore.
Yeah, don't talk to anyone. We don't hang out with transparent umbrellas. Just decide who you wanna be.
Why does Velma hate me?
It's not you she hates. She's a hater. You're an easy target because you look different. She's probably insecure about herself. If you weren't the target, it would be someone else.
What about Priscilla? I thought she was my friend.
She's a fair weather friend, not a real friend. She hangs out with whoever she finds cool or popular. She changes like the weather.
Maybe Velma is right. Maybe there is something wrong with me. I'm not sure what my color really is.
There is nothing wrong with you. Why don't we go see Dr. Canopy and the umbrella repair shop? She will know that there's nothing wrong with you.
That's a good idea. Let's go. Dr. Canopy, hi. Can you check up on me?
Hello, Stella and Yuta.
Sir.
Stella, you have become transparent. Have you had any big life changes recently?
No, doctor. I'm just changing colors.
I see. Your structure is good as new. It just seems that your true self is trying to shine through. This transparency is forcing you to be seen as who you truly are and forcing you to stop hiding from yourself and the world. Take some time.
figure out who you want to be, and then you will get your true color.
Why are changes happening overnight, Doctor?
Stella, it's just part of growing up. Just hang in there and everything will be fine.
Thank you, Doctor.
Bye, Doctor. Bye, girls.
Papa and Roxy once again reporting on the weather and umbrella. Have you heard? There's a sandstorm coming soon, a big one.
Oh no.
Oh no, I can't stand sand. What do we do?
Don't worry. I'm a beach umbrella. This is my thing. Stand behind me and I'll protect you.
Well, you'd better do your best for me.
Everyone, huddle behind me.
Not you two. You're not cool enough to be in our crew.
What? Forget it, Stella. We don't need them.
Oh no! I got sand in my ribs. Sandy, you didn't do a very good job.
Hey, she had to protect us all. She did great.
She did not. Come on, guys, I need a polish. I can't believe this.
We'd better go after her. She won't be happy with us if we don't.
Another storm weather.
Another storm weather.
Yes.
Did you see that, Utah? Sandy protected them, but Velma was so grateful.
She's just a bully. She bullies anyone around her because she feels weak.
You're right. You know what? I'm gonna find my true color. Why fight right decorating myself with different colors and patterns?
Great idea. Let's go shopping for some fun designs.
I never imagined that being transparent would be so much fun.
See, I told you everything was gonna be fine.
There's Stella, that a little umbrella that can't make up her mind what she wants to be.
Okay, Velma, we had enough of your bullying. Just because I'm not like you doesn't mean you can make me feel bad about myself. If you can't accept others as they are, then it's because you are insecure about yourself. I like myself no matter what happens to me. I'm a kind umbrella, a loyal, caring friend, and that is more important than any other color.
I agree with Stella. Velma, you are a bully and I couldn't leave your group because I was afraid. But Stella, I'm truly sorry for how we treated you. To be honest, I feel that an umbrella inside the colors is more important than outside the color. Inside me, I feel I'm blue, like the ocean. I didn't say it because I knew Velma would judge me. But Stella, you gave me the courage to speak up. I'm grateful for that.
That's beautiful, Sandy.
I understand how you feel. I realize that others' opinions of me shouldn't matter. I treat my friends with respect, and that's what matters. Velma is a bully, and we need to stick together to stand up to her.
I'm with Sandy. I can't be in Velma's group anymore.
We have each other, and that's enough.
Have you heard? There's a massive windstorm coming soon.
The worst windstorm of the century.
The worst windstorm of the century. It may turn into a tornado.
A tornado? We need a plan.
If we all handle together, we'll be stronger. We won't be blown away.
Yes, and we can take turns being at the front, so when one of us is tired, someone else can take over.
How can we protect ourselves from the prick?
Stella, you start at the front. We can see through you so that the debris don't hit us.
Great! Everyone get behind me!
You guys will regret leaving me.
Let's stand together against the wind. The tornado is coming.
I'm sorry, Velma. I enjoyed them. I need true friends if I'm going to weather any storm.
Don't leave me. I can't handle this wind all alone.
You can come too. I'm sorry, Stella. I was really mean to you.
I forgive you. Let's stand together against the wind. The tornado is coming. Let's watch out for the debris.
Guys, we did it! We survived! Yes! Here's to teamwork!
Yeah!
Κορίτσια, ανεβείτε πάνω true colors.
Stella, your transparent color saved us. We could see through your body and avoid the debris. Guys, look!
Φτάνει. True colors, πάμε rainbow. Rainbow. Δεν πειράζει. Μίλα, πάμε, πες το. Πάμε, Δανάη.
We'd better take her to Dr. Canopy.
We're all different colors for
Μα δεν το είπαμε αυτό.
Δεν πειράζει. We're all different colors for Πάμε.
We're all different colors for a reason. The world will be so boring otherwise. Come on, guys. Let's show off our true colors.
So thank you very much, girls. It was for sure very fun. And next up, we have Vasilis, Nicholas, Eva again, Vasiliki, Stratula, and Thanasis for We Don't Need This Education.
Hello, my name is Eva.
Hello, my name is Thanasis.
Hello, my name is Nicholas.
Hello, my name is Eva.
Hi, I'm Vasya.
Hello, I'm Vasilis.
Hello, my name is Stratula and we're from Prodigy's Language School.
This court is now in session. We are here for the case of students versus the education system. The prosecution argues that the education system is outdated, ineffective, and harmful to students, while the defense claims it has proved its value through decades. Prosecutor, you may begin.
Your Honor, esteemed jury, today we put the entire system of education on trial. The students accuse it of crushing creativity, overloading them with stress, and only preparing them for tests instead of real life. We will try to prove that the education system is guilty of all the above.
Your Honor, members of the court, this system has been in place for centuries. It has served society well so far and has proved its value.
We start with memorization versus critical thinking. The prosecution argues that the current system focuses too much on memorization, while the defense claims it is a necessary foundation.
Your Honor, our system is guilty of forcing students only to memorize facts instead of actually teaching them how to think. Our schools have become factors of repetition rather than hubs of creativity and critical thinking. To prove my case, I call my witnesses, students that have suffered under this system, and an expert to state his viewpoint.
Thank you.
I have spent years cramming formulas, dates, and definitions, only to forget them after the exams. There has always been an expiry date in my learning.
I've always been asked to engage. But how can I do that if I'm not taught through real-life applications, through experiments and projects that will bridge the gap between theory and practice?
I am not equipped to handle everyday challenges a workplace demands. How could I do that? I have never been held to develop social skills, use critical thinking, or learn how to solve real-life problems.
That's very right. An ideal education system based on project and experiential learning encourages critical thinking and problem solving, improves students' ability to communicate and collaborate, gives them motivation, and prepares them for real-world challenges. Guilty of using outdated methods to teach at the expense of real learning.
We proceed with our next accusation. Standardized testing versus personalized learning. The prosecution argues that traditional exams limit real learning and promote fierce competition, while the defense claims they are necessary for measuring knowledge fairly.
I stand before you today to prove that this kind of system does not work anymore. This kind of testing does not test students' intelligence, creativity, or resourcefulness, but rather their memorization ability and their ability to handle stress.
It is a fair system made for all students. Without exams, how will we know who is the best? Without the fear of the exams, how will students learn?
Please proceed with your witnesses.
When it's time for exams, I freeze, I panic. My mind goes blank and I score low, although I know the material. My confidence has dropped and I can't face exams anymore. Why should a single test define my abilities?
I'm fed up spending time on test strategies. Teachers teach the test instead of helping us truly learn. Honestly, I can't understand what is it all about.
I have been struggling with exams too. I used to love learning about different events in history. Now, I hate history. Why not do some research and not learn a whole book by heart?
It's true that traditional exams reduce learning to memorization and create unnecessary stress. We need a holistic approach, like portfolios, research, projects. Only this way we can foster creativity and critical thinking.
Time for a verdict. Please, all rise. Rise, please. The jury will now vote. Raise your hand if you find the education system guilty.
The court finds the education system guilty and orders reforms. Case closed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Finally, somebody speaking up about the educational system and its awful methods. Next up, we have Elena Petropoulou and Marietta Haralabopoulou, who have a presentation named Memories You Can't Live Without.
Hello, everybody. I'm Marietta Haralabopoulou.
And I'm Elena Petropoulou.
And we are going to talk about, we are students at Glossomathia Port in Piraeus, and today we are going to talk about memories you can't live without. Trauma can tear a heart into pieces. It makes you be afraid of all the species, scared of whoever is on earth, without letting you take a breath. Trauma is memories you can't live without. You remember all these things and makes you shout. The only person hearing that is you, and you hope it was never true. Every day is a fight. You are tired of it. You want to live in the light. You thought you were going to give up in the way, but you were getting stronger in each passing day. Now, you look at it and laugh, like it was never done. You turn your face to the sun and let it be one of the bad memories that used to drive you mad.
Another head hangs slowly, child is slowly taken, and the violence goes that silence. Who are we mistaken? But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they are crying. In your head, zombie, 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 what's in your head?
is breaking, heart is taken over. Where the violence causes silence, who must be mistaken? The same old thing since 1916. In your head, they're still fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they are dying. In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. What's in your head? In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie.
Hello. Do you think is there hope for justice? More Than a Business by Dimitra Davu. She loves singing, has a divine voice.
Hello, my name is Dimitra Davu. I am 16 years old, and today I'm going to present you my presentation, More Than a Business. Once upon a time, there was a boy born in a small village in Arcadia. He started with almost nothing but a deep hunger of knowledge and an insatiable determination to succeed. He didn't have a university degree or great wealth to begin with, but he had something far more valuable, a belief that hard work and kindness could turn dreams into reality. As he grew, so did his ambitions. He taught himself English, studied mechanics on his own, and worked tirelessly to seize any opportunity he could find. In the bustling city of Athens, he started small, selling goods from a kiosk, but his dreams were much bigger than that. With a little borrowed money and the unwavering support of the woman he loved, he built a tiny workshop in a basement. That workshop grew to become a factory, and that factory grew to create millions of delicious treats like serenata, amaretti, kukuruku, and more. His creations became part of everyday life, love, not just for their taste, but for the happiness they brought. Serenata wasn't just a snack, it became a symbol of celebration, a taste of nostalgia for generations of Greeks. He wasn't just a businessman or a family man. He was a dreamer that makes us all believe to the impossible. He was our voice to encourage us to follow to our passions. To the world, he was a visionary entrepreneur, the creator of beloved treats. But to me, he was something far greater. A devoted husband, an adoring grandfather, and a man who made every moment with his family unforgettable. One of the most remarkable things about him was the way he loved his woman. He didn't just love her, he saw it in ways that could melt everyone's heart. He often said that without her, none of his dreams would have been possible. He called her his partner, his everything. He would look at her with the same tenderness into their marriage as he did when they first met. She was the one who stood beside him in every challenge, and he never missed a chance to let her know how much he loved her. And then there was a special bond he shared with each of us. For me, it was our shared love of music. I always remember the times I sang and played the piano orchestras to him, his face lighting up as the music carrying him back to the most beautiful memories of his life. After every song, he could look at me, smile, and call me his little Aidonaki. That name wasn't just a term of endearment. It was his way to tell me that my voice brought him joy. And it's a memory I'll be carrying in my heart forever. His life was proof that even the small beginnings can lead to the grandest heritage. He inspired everyone he met, whether through his work and his kindness. And now, I want to tell you who this man was. This man who built an empire from nothing, who loved his woman with his heart, and who called me his little Aidonaki, was my grandfather, and his name was Angelos Davos. This is my favorite photo of him because he took it when he hadn't even met my grandma yet. Her name is Despina, as you can see written on the wall behind him. We love you, Grandma, and we always will. Now, θέλω να τραγουδήσουμε όλοι μαζί ένα τραγούδι που του άρεσε πάρα πολύ. Και ναι. Αυτό. Της δικαιοσύνης η εννοείται και εμείς είναι δόξα. Μη παρακαλώ σας Αετόμορφα έχει τα ψηλά βουνά στα ηφαίστεια κλίματα σειρά και τα σπίτια πιο λευκά τα σπίτια πιο λευκά και τα σπίτια πιο λευκά σου γλαυκού το γειτόνεμα.
Πάμε. Και τώρα, μετά από αυτή την πολύ συγκινητική οικογενειακή στιγμή για μας, όπως πάντα, στο δεύτερο μέρος του Youth Conference θα τραγουδήσουμε ξανά το τραγούδι που δεν θα σταματάμε να τραγουδάμε μέχρι να σταματήσουν οι γυναικοκτονίες. Ελάτε πάνω να τραγουδήσουμε όλοι μαζί. Ελάτε.
Όλες μαζί μια γροθιά, να τρέμει το κράτος, να κλείνουν οι δρόμοι, να τρέμει όποιος χέρι τολμά. Μας μπαίνουν με βία την ξερνιασιά, μας φύτεψαν φόβο, μας φυτρώσαν φτερά. Και κάθε λεπτό, σχεδόν κάθε μέρα, θρηνούμε μια κόρη, αδερφή και μητέρα. Μέσα σε μια νύχτα μας εξαφανίζουν, συνένοχος είναι όπως σιωπά, σαν μας αφανίζουν. Για εκείνες τις νύχτες σου γύριζα μόνη, στη θέα μιας μορφής το αίμα μου να παγώνει. Για όλα τα χέρια που σφίγγουν κλειδιά, γινόμαστε όλες μαζί μια γροθιά. Δικαίωμα δεν έχεις στο σώμα μου επάνω, δεν σου πέφτει λόγος, σου πάω και τι κάνω. Δεν είναι αγάπη ο πόνος και η βία, όλες απαντάμε. Αν αγγίξεις μία, κι αν δεν το κατάλαβες σου τη στίχη, φωνάζουν πως βρίσκομαι εδώ από τύχη. Μοργή τραγουδιάω, ακούστε με όλοι, στο σπίτι αν δεν έρθω, κάψτε την πόλη. Με λένε Ανίσα, Καρολάιν και Ελένη, με σκότωσε το σύστημα που τους ξεπλένει. Η Μητζεύρη, η Ζάκη, η Μαρία, νεκταρία, αυτή η ζωή, αδαμαντία.
Ήταν συγκινητικό πολύ και έδωσε πολύ ωραία τραγούδια.
Ευχαριστώ. Hard to move on after this, but we gotta. So, next up we have the presentation titled The Entangled Mind of a Teen by Adonis Vageris Theophanis, Adonis, Luizine, Ektoros, Mike και Chris. Let's go.
I wish I could be more confident.
Why does everything? Why does everything? Why does everything?
What if I say something and everyone? What if I say something embarrassing and everyone remembers forever?
Why do adults?
Why do adults never listen to how I feel?
I am so tired, but I still have so much to do.
Do I fit in or am I just pretending?
Why does everything feel like a competition?
Why does school make me feel like a failure?
Why is it so hard to be happy sometimes?
Do you think I'm weird? I don't want to grow up.
Am I the only one who feels lost?
Why do teachers assume we don't have other subjects?
Why does nobody prepare us for real life?
Why do some teachers act like their subject is the only one that matters?
How do I stop caring about what other people think? Do our teachers actually care about us, or is it just a job for them?
I just want someone to understand me. Am I good enough?
Now we're going to see Burying Suns by Konstantinos Stathopoulos that likes playing PlayStation. John Triantafylou that he describes himself as hardworking. John Voyagis, sensitive, and Rafael Margaritis that is a 13-year-old.
You have sent people to the moon, you have beaten cancer, you have invented robots, spaceships, and computers. Can you just find a way to stop wars?
The World War stands for armed conflict between two groups that leads to a clash and battle among them. This leads to the death of several people and the damage of property.
War always results in winning or losing, but no matter who wins, the bloodshed and human sacrifices are unjustified. Numerous children become orphans, women become widows, parents lose their kids, and innumerable families are devastated for a lifetime.
Both in Middle East and in Europe, wars are some people's reality. People like you and me don't rely on the fact that we just got lucky so far. We might not be that lucky tomorrow, and it will be us who will be fighting the monsters' wars.
Humans have the tendency to give evil generously and good, drop by drop. In the First World War, around 60 million people died, and in the Second, 50. Do the math.
War kills and harms soldiers. War kills, injures, and disables the people who must carry it out. It causes high levels of guilt, anger, or anxiety experienced as a result of killing or harming others.
War kills and harms civilians. In the 20th century, some 200 million people were killed in wars. War not only kills, it separates family members, causes disease and hunger. It leads to fathers bearing sons instead of sons bearing fathers. That's every parent's worst nightmare. Don't you know that?
War sets back development. War prevents farmers from farming, children and youth from going to school, and ordinary people from going to work.
Food and water became scarce during a war. People surrendered to fear, and the sound of the explosions can drive you crazy. Don't you know that?
War harms the natural environment. War contaminates earth, air, and water. It destroys natural habitats, killing their flora and fauna. Don't you know that?
War creates refugees. War causes people to flee their homes for safety, sometimes even crossing an international border. Those people are unwanted and unprotected, caged in shelters, trying to find ways to communicate with their families who have not heard from for weeks or even months. Don't you know that?
However, the strength of people to survive is more powerful than any war.
We may have lost everything, but hope and solidarity remain alive.
There are many non-violent alternatives to war.
Diplomacy, peace education, conflict resolution, dialogue, to name a few. Don't you know that? Well, I'm only 12 and I know all that.
I accuse you.
Je vous accuse.
Los acuso.
Σας κατηγορώ.
Of sacrificing us all.
Of making people homeless.
Of destroying the environment.
Of shedding the blood of innocent people.
At the end of the day, you will reap what you sow. Stop this evil now!
It's very important to bring awareness to such matters, so thank you all. Next up, we have Cleopatra, Rafaela, Kiki, Frederiki, Athena, and Calliope for domestic violence.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Our team is honored to deliver a message which needs to be heard. Domestic violence. Domestic violence is a silent epidemic affecting millions worldwide. Yet, so many suffer in silence. In the US alone, nearly 15% of women and 4% of men have suffered injuries due to intimate partner violence, a reality that often goes unnoticed. But these numbers only scratch the surface of the emotional, psychological, and social damage caused. What would you do if someone you love suffered in silence? Today, we'll shed light on its impact, causes, and ways to support survivors. Because awareness isn't just important, it's life-changing. Let's start the conversation.
Okay, now that my friend Cleopatra has talked, let's see. What are the types of violence? Firstly, violence can be physical, where the abuser is hitting and beating up the victim. Next, it can be mental, where the abuser is consistently cursing and talking down on the victim, sometimes manipulating them into thinking that they actually love them, which leads to the victim not seeking for help. Lastly, the abuse can be sexual, where unfortunately it's very common nowadays. Where the abuser rapes and sexually harasses and assaults the victim without their consent.
Let's now shift our focus to examine some recent incidents of domestic abuse that have elucidated the profound and dire impact of such violence. Here are some recent cases. In Singapore, in August 2017, a 5-year-old girl named Aisha was found dead after enduring severe abuse and neglect by her biological father and stepmother. She and her younger brother were confined in a naked for 10 months and then underwent prolonged abuse for over 2 years. Moreover, in France, Caroline Darian filed a legal complaint accusing her father of drugging and sexually abusing her for over a decade. This is further supported by the fact that Pellicot was addicted on charges of drugging and raping his ex-wife.
Okay, now we're having a show about how domestic violence is being estimated through generations. Now, what are the factors that make domestic violence widespread? Abusers use power and control to manipulate victims, while guilt and fear often silence them. Sadly, in some cultures, domestic violence is normalized, and those who tolerate it contribute to its perpetration.
victims face a lack of support. We accuse how victims face a lack of support system, making it hard for them to seek help. Fear of retaliation often victims face a lack of supporting system, making it harder the embassy for trying for them to seek help. Economic dependency traps them with financial control, sustaining the abuse. Fear of retaliation often keeps victims from speaking out, and that threats of harm loom. Additional generational trauma often perpetuates the circle of domestic violence across families. These factors need to be addressed for change.
And what about the impact that domestic violence has on society? Domestic violence has far-reaching effects on society, extending beyond the individuals directly involved. First things first, domestic violence leads to lost productivity at work due to missed days and also reduced performance. High rates of domestic violence contribute to a culture of fear and insecurity. Furthermore, children exposed to toxic environments often confront confusion, anxiety, guilt, but also fear. Those who witness domestic violence are at a heightened risk of experiencing or even perpetrating it on themselves. Finally, the responsibility that the impact that domestic violence has on society does not fall on a single individual or group. We accuse the government and legal system as enforcement and lack of support for victims makes domestic violence worse. As long as government do not take strong action to prevent and stop abuse, this problem will continue to grow.
And now that we have seen, hi, I'm Rafaelia, and now that we have seen what domestic violence is, its dynamics and statistics, I am here to talk about two solutions that can help us go out of this vicious circle. But before that, I want you to remember that only we and Taggle can go through that issue. The first solution is education. Personally, I believe that if kids learn from a young age to address incidents of education, then they will be significantly reduced. The second one is to care about fellow human. So, if you yourself or somebody from your family is being abused, speak up. There's no saying it's not a joke. Speak up and call the SOS line 15900. Don't joke with that. It's not a joke. Don't cover your hands with blood. And remember, only we and Taggle can help to break that vicious circle. Thank you so much.
Next up, we have a presentation by Iris and Eva, who are friends from their English class, are travelers, and are also super sensitive. It's called You Treat Me Badly, But I'm Strong.
Hello, I'm Eva.
I'm Iris. Δεν είναι ανοιχτό. Ορίστε, ωραία.
Let me tell you about a story that happened a couple of months ago. It didn't happen in Greece, but it happened in France. And it's not my story, it's my friend's story. It's a story of joy, but also sadness. It's a story that shows the two sides of life. And it's a story of strength. This is my friend Iris, and today she's going to talk to you about her Erasmus experience in France and Châteaudun.
Hi, this is my story I want to share with you. I was looking forward to this trip with my Greek friends. Now let me tell you about the family. At the start it was kind of kind, but when we got used to each other, the father started being rude to me. It all started when I arrived at the house of the family that hosted me. The house was lovely and the family seemed lovely too. Let's start with the house. It wasn't that lovely after all. In fact, it was dirty and cold. Also, the father started being sarcastic and even racist. His wife was afraid of him, and he accused me of stealing and lying, but I will never do something like that. This made me feel terrible. I was all alone among people that were hostile. I cried, I was desperate, I was insecure, I wanted to leave this house.
So how would you feel if you were my friend? Would you feel the same? But it was not all negative.
In France, I made good friends. They treated me really well and they supported me. I saw how the school system works. It was like mine because I go to French school. But the truth is that I was jealous of the kids that were staying with kind families.
So all this made her stronger and taught her a life lesson. Iris learned to defend herself, cope with hardships, and stand against bad people.
All this made me stronger, and I will never let someone treat me like that again. This is my story.
Έχουμε και ήχο εδώ πέρα, να το ξαναπάμε από την αρχή, γιατί έχει και ήχο.
Δεν ξέρω αν μπαίνει.
Να το δυναμώσουμε λίγο για να ακουστεί και ο ήχος.
Δεν νομίζω ότι γίνεται από το πάρκο. Τι να πατήσω? Ωραία. Ορίστε.
Thank you, girl.
Okay. Thank you, girls. We love to hear about stories of personal growth, and we're proud of you. Moving on, we have Paraskevi Peli with her presentation, The Art Thief.
Hello, everyone. First, before I start with my presentation, I want to say something that's out of script, but because I see that everybody has come here with like an open mind to watch and hear people and children talk about world problems, I've noticed that most of you are using your phones a lot during the presentations. So I just want to say, you came here to listen to the voices of other people and maybe get a better idea of the world. So I would just like to ask if you could pay more attention to the people who come here to present and not be on your phone unless you really have to. Okay, now let me start. Hello, everyone. I have a question for you all, but before that, I would like to make a nicer atmosphere. So, we all perceive the world differently, so tell me, what is art to you? Maybe you're an artist yourself, or maybe you simply admire paintings, listening to music, reading literature, watching films, or maybe you haven't really thought about it at all. But regardless if we pay attention to it or not, art is everywhere. It has been here since the start of time. It has helped us shape our cultures, express our emotions, and sometimes even form our identities. But what if I told you that art is at the brink of extinction? Have you ever scrolled past an image online that looks just a little bit off? That feels a little lifeless, perhaps? Well, there's a good chance that what you saw wasn't made by a real person at all. Instead, it was created by a machine, a thief, a talentless, emotionless, self-proclaimed artist that possesses no creativity, no struggle, no soul. That's not an artist, that's an AI. Artificial intelligence was supposed to be a tool, something that has helped society move forward, but now it has fallen into the wrong hands and it has become something completely different. Instead of assisting and helping artists, it's replacing them, stealing from them. Apps like DALL-E, Midjourney, and many others have exploded in popularity, promising instant results. But what they don't tell you is that these AIs were trained on real artists' work, without credit, without payment, and without their consent. So, big companies like Meta, who owns Facebook and Instagram that most of you might be using, they gather all the data from things that have been uploaded on these apps, and they feed this data into their AIs, making them giving them billions of stolen artworks to work from and learn from and make their own generated art so they can commit their crimes without leaving a single trace behind. I seize the accuse. I accuse the corporations who built these thieves. I accuse all the people who glorify AI-generated art and who let artists struggle without profiting at all from their own work. And I accuse every single one of us for allowing this to happen. This is the destruction of human creativity. It's all happening right before our own eyes.
This is the destruction. This is the destruction of human creativity.
Why? Because AI is faster, because AI is cheaper, and soon enough, real artists might be told they're no longer needed. But do not fret yet, as it's not too late. We can still do something about this. Everyone who values real creativity, artists, thinkers, writers, everyone. But what can we do? We can call it out. If you see AI-generated art being promoted and passed off online as human-made, expose it. Do not turn a blind eye and let the thief escape. Support real artists by buying their works, commissioning them, and if you cannot do that because you have financial struggles, at least share their work and praise them, because it is important to let them know that their work is being seen by the world. And lastly, we need to demand better copyright laws. They're taking artists for granted. It's not right. We need to change this narrative. We cannot let them do whatever they want, whatever they please. This may seem harmless at first, but if we don't act now, art will be the first thing that AI replaces. And if we remain ignorant, it won't be the last. So, the art thief is here. Will we let him escape and steal everything, or are we going to stop him? This is on us to decide. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paraskevi, for raising awareness on this important topic. Now we'll move on with Michael, Sotiris, Eva, Bill, Cleopatra, Despina, Dimitra, Katerina, Theodoros, Bill, and Lydia, with their presentation about Beyond Fear.
2 miserable years ago, there was a tragic railway accident in Tebbi that caused sorrow and scared the whole country. Though the real reason most people tried to teach themselves more about the subject wasn't because they wanted to respect those 57 lost lives, but to needlessly express their opinion. Our contemporary society lacks in empathy and compassion. In these cases, everyone should leave aside their age, job, ethnicity, and race, and remember that we are all mere entities who live in the same planet.
p.m. of the 28th February 2023. My hands were trembling and my feet couldn't stand up straight. I was looking at the window, thinking about my birthday tomorrow. Mom said she can't wait for me to get back home. She even planned a party for me with all of my friends and will even include Mom's special cake she always used to bake for me since I was born. I'm going to be 15 now, and my dad hates it. He always used to say to me that I shouldn't grow up anymore because it reminds him that his youth is fading away. It's sad that his wish came true. He can finally stop worrying about getting cold and wrinkled. As for Mom, she didn't shout at him or blame him. She just sat with him, crying and cuddling as they both listened to the hospital's phone call, like two scared little lambs.
28th of February 2023, the worst day of my life. I was waiting for him to return home and I missed him so much. I hadn't seen him since Christmas and I was so excited to have him back. He was not answering his phone, and as time passed, I was worried even more. Then the phone rings. The next morning, we received the last fatal call. He left unfairly, very unfairly, and I won't stop until those who did it pay. Nothing can comfort me without my child.
Here's Michalis, who is ill and couldn't make it. But I'm sorry. Here is Michalis, who is ill and couldn't make it. But his voice should be heard.
And now I get to speak my heart out, to speak for every child out there. And I have to say, to me the tragedy was like a horror movie. A picture dunked in innocent blood, innocent lives which were traded for profits. But in a few years, I'll be the one taking a loss, not them, because I couldn't make my voice heard. And I'll be doomed if in the near future I catch their so-called unlucky train.
As a teenager living in Greece, I'm very upset and frustrated about our society and authorities, since they don't show respect to our rights and they lack integrity and justice. But if we are determined, we can choose a future with hope and justice by connecting our voices, resisting everyone who doesn't show respect to us, and those who cut down our wings for hope will cause them to fall down. How many more people need to suffer before those in charge are held responsible? Every life lost is a reminder that accountability is necessary. The longer we wait, the more people suffer, and it becomes harder to believe that justice will be truly served for those affected by this preventable accident. Is it too much to ask for honesty and responsibility after such a tragedy? It's not too much to ask for transparency and responsibility. People deserve answers about what happened, who is responsible, and what's being done to prevent it. Without honesty, trust in the system breaks down, leaving more questions than solutions. 28th of February 2023, a day that will be unforgettable. This tragedy was not an accident, but a crime of irresponsibility and indifference. People's lives are not numbers. They were parents, children, siblings who never returned home, and we can't forget that. I don't want words and promises from the state that will be forgotten in a few months. I demand justice. I demand safe transport. I demand people in positions of responsibility who truly care. I demand a state that respects the life of its citizens, not a state that pardons incompetence. And above all, I hope this will never be forgotten, because forgetting is what allows crimes to be repeated.
2 years ago, the tragedy in Tebi broke our hearts. It wasn't just an accident, it was a disaster that should never have happened. So many young people, full of dreams and hopes, never made it home, and we were left here with shock, grief, and anger. How could something like this happen? And more importantly, how we make it sure it never happens again? Even now, the pain hasn't faded. Every time we hear about it, we feel pain and frustration. But we don't just want to feel, we want to see change. We want justice, accountability, and most of us, a future where safety is a priority. We owe it to the victims. We owe it to ourselves. We must never forget it, and we must never let this happen again.
I have a dream that one day everyone will be equal. I have a dream that one day our world will be full of justice. I have a dream that one day the souls of the victims will be justified.
The truth that burns. How can I put my cry into words? How can my heart hold such rage? Eyes gazing at pain and dust, names that remain silent. It only took one night for so many lives to go in a flash, stolen from sight, a tragedy that is striking silently.
And those in charge play with words, hide the dust, deceive the crowd. But the flames speak the truth. The shadows shout out loud for us to hear and fight against the crime. For every voice that withers silently, for every soul that did not see light, we won't stay silent. The truth will shine and justice will prevail.